Are they gone? Are the drop the price spammers gone? Okay, so we can finally talk about the Switch 2 pricing and kind of look at it from a more nuanced perspective, I would hope. There's been a lot of development ever since the Switch 2 was announced. We've got inflation already happening, tariffs maybe happening, paused for now, who knows where that could go. The prices that we're complaining about now might not even be the prices that ultimately happen, the way things are going. And that's really a bummer. That's what I'm worried about most of all, but as far as the Switch 2 itself, to me, it looks like a solid deal for what it offers. The system is overall improved. The dock includes an Ethernet port from the start, has that fan in the back, which I saw a lot of aftermarket solutions for. Nice to see that Nintendo's just kind of rolling that in there. Also nice to see that Nintendo's the first big company to just go ahead and throw buttons on the back of their controller. The back paddles on controllers have been a thing for so long, and yet no company has made the jump to give you those things on an official first-party controller, and that's pretty cool in my book. Period. The 120 Hz screen and HDR are definitely things I did not expect out of Nintendo. Those are very techy, and honestly, I'm not sure why that exists in the portable mode. I don't think your average consumer is going to care about that very much, you know? But maybe it's a weird case where they couldn't include it with docked mode without having a screen that did it in portable mode. I don't know what the technicalities may be. It may be all tied to that NVIDIA chip they're using, which is allowing for things like AI frame generation, which means the frames you're seeing may not, in fact, be real frames. But that's something I've sort of made my peace with over time. I don't like the idea that the performance I'm seeing is not being real, but honestly, bad frame rates have historically just hurt my eyes to look at. Correction, inconsistent frame rates have hurt my eyes to look at. I can't stand when a game goes from like 30 to 40 down to 25, like that kind of thing. Just whatever you have to do to lock that frame rate in, even if there's like a little bit of weird artifacting or something. It may in fact be better than dynamic resolutions. I know games like Splatoon have used that for a good while to keep the frame rate crispy. And I consider AI frame gen like not a horrible use of AI technologies. Same goes for AI resolution upscaling, just making a lesser resolution look nice on a digital screen that has its own scruples. Anyway, those are things I definitely didn't expect to see out of Nintendo. Things that indeed raise the cost of the system. But it's sort of a question of whether you want the fancier things now, or you want to wait for some sort of Pro Edition, or something along those lines. Nintendo may, in fact, have something of a Switch 2 Lite in mind down the line, so we'll see what happens. Especially as it gets closer to whatever the next Pokemon game might be, which by the looks of things will be next year, but don't count them out for doubling up on Pokemon RPGs in the same year. Legends Arceus. Arceus? Legends Arceus. It's Arceus, right? That's what they want you to say? I've messed it up for a long time. The first Legends game was somewhat victim to this already, but they would likely make some sort of portable-only lower-cost option because they don't want to miss out on those sales to kids. Even though I do think that what they're asking for the system itself is not too bad, I do understand what people are getting at. Times are rough. You just want to play games. Hopefully you can keep up with the ones that you like. And at $80, $70, $90 a game, it becomes a very, very pricey hobby, which it already was. I don't think there is a portable option that you can put in your pocket and get a lot of fun and hours out of that isn't like some aftermarket situation. I know Doug Bowser recently said something akin to, if you can't afford the Switch 2, you can still afford the Switch 1. I'm paraphrasing. It was a lot nicer than that, something about getting into Nintendo and their worlds at a lower cost. It wasn't exactly the Don Matrick thing with Xbox One and Xbox 360. But it still sucks when a company basically resorts to, if you can't afford the system, don't buy it. Because we'd all love to keep up with it. For me personally, assuming there's no major shakeup in prices going forward, I'm going to try to get a Switch 2. When it comes down to it, prices are always about how much do you need to experience this thing right now. And for me, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a thing I need to experience right now. Inject it into my veins. Drip feed golden bananas. Mario Kart World looks pretty fun too. I'm sure that for most people that's a pretty big killer app. And they're giving me exactly what I asked for out of Mario Kart for some time. Essentially, please take all the cool costumes and stuff from Mario Kart Tour and put them in a real Mario Kart game. I don't even care much about the open world, but I've heard from people things like Forza are a lot of fun, so there's that. So please make your choice accordingly. Just know that Nintendo is a company that's always operated on making a profit, so the things that they price will be at a profit, and the market has generally increased in price. That's just how they operate. And it's not like Sony or Microsoft are giving you big discounts at the moment either. It's just what it is. Even though I said I wanted those games, you can bet that I will only be getting Switch games if they have very specific Switch features. That's already where I'm at with the original Switch, so it'd be about the same for Switch 2. You do get a lot more value just buying things on PC if you have a PC to play games on, which increasingly might not be the case. I might be a little out of touch. Many folks using tablets and their phones as main computers. Everyone's situation is different, so please don't put yourself in a bad way. And please just enjoy the stuff you have until the new things are at a price that work for you. It's all about relevance. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. I'll do a minor content creator thing and just ask you to subscribe if you enjoyed it. And to please check me out on my Twitch, where I've had a lot more content for some time. And I just wanted to start adding more to the YouTube channel. Any follows and encouragement are much appreciated. I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.